Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of This Week on the Courts with Tennis 605. My name is Jesse Daw.
I'm Carol McKee.
And we're here to talk about what's going on in tennis in South Dakota this week. So probably the biggest news, Carol, was the South Dakota Open, Junior Open, the Ask-For Clayton South Dakota Junior Open that was held in town. It's a section tournament, which means that it draws players from South Dakota, Minnesota, North Dakota, Western Wisconsin, and maybe beyond. And is a junior tournament held for kids 18 and unders through 10 and unders.
And how nice to have that here.
It is.
I was really hoping to get there this weekend, but sometimes life gets in the way of
doing
things
does.
that you really want to get done. But,
Yeah.
You know, one thing that kind of caught me off guard was I'd heard it referred to as the South Dakota Open, and now it's referred to as the Ask-For Clayton
South Dakota,
Dakota Junior Tennis Open. So
Right.
I'm assuming that the Ask-For and Clayton families have lent some support to it.
Yes, they have, and I'm not sure exactly of those arrangements, but they've been. You know, when I lived in South Dakota and played the South Dakota Open, it was just called the South Dakota Open, and when I moved back, you know, about 10 or a few more years, 10 or 12 years ago, it's pretty much been the Ask-For Clayton Open since then. So. So I think they've been longtime supporters, and we certainly appreciate the time that, any time that someone steps up and helps us support the game. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you to those families for doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Some names we recognize here.
Yeah.
In the finals and throughout.
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely.
The boys 18 singles. Start with there.
Yeah, you know, we talked a lot about Caleb Dobbs last week as the winner of the Flight 1 state tournament for the boys South Dakota High School Activities Association, and as an unseeded player, he moved through the draw and won the boys 18 title here at the Ask-For tournament. So.
Phenom.
Yeah, and didn't really look too challenged throughout the tournament either.
Well, he defeated Brady Kenyon, the number 2 seed, in the champion in the final, and in the semis he actually defeated the number 1 seed, Alex Ested.
Now,
and you got to meet Alex Ested this weekend.
I did. I knew of Alex because he had gotten a lot of press within the section because he actually won. It was a national winner for the Arthur Ashe essay contest, and so as part of that, he won a trip to New York City to the U.S. Open to attend Arthur Ashe Kids Day. Met Michelle Obama and had his picture taken with her, and so
what an honor
it was. I'd seen his picture, around as hey, our section has a national winner, and then he was here in the building on Friday, and I met him and I talked to his dad and him a little bit. And
where is he from again?
He's from, I believe, Savage, Minnesota, so Minneapolis, the Twin Cities metro area.
I'd like to read that essay, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and he, the Arthur Ashe Essay Contest is a really kind of neat thing that the USTA sponsors. It's sponsored through the National Junior Tennis and Learning Program. And basically here in Sioux Falls, the kids who are participating in our junior team tennis programs as well as our play days through the Sioux Falls Tennis Association, they have an opportunity to participate in the Arthur Ashe Essay Contest. And basically this gives kids a chance to kind of answer a scripted question about something related to Arthur Ashe or someone who has helped Arthur Ashe. So in past years the question has been about Arthur Ashe, who I don't know if many people out there know who Arthur Ashe is.
How could you not?
Okay, all right, great. A lot of the kids obviously don't know. So when we talk about the Arthur Ashe Essay Contest, we have to do a little bit of education. But this year actually the question is about Charlie Passerell, who helped Arthur Ashe start the National Junior Tennis and Learning Program. And it talks a little bit about heroes and what it means to be a hero. And so we have our kids in the program here, before they actually get the Arthur Ashe Essay Contest question, we're going to talk to them 1 week about, what does it mean to be a hero? And can anybody be a hero? And what does that take? And then also, how do you work with people to help build people up? And so that will kind of lead into Charlie's and Arthur Ashe's connection and how they built this program. And it'll give people the actual question. I don't know it word for word off the top of my head, but who's somebody in your life who has impacted you in a way that Charlie Passerell helped Arthur Ashe get something going?
So what a great way to put it, because then you have to research if you don't know about that.
Yeah.
And the discussion about heroes is always relevant. Because invariably, a lot of times kids, when they talk heroes, are talking about the professional athletes that they follow, and and then the newsworthy or not so newsworthy things that make those heroes topple.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's always a good question.
Yeah, and I think it really helps bring it to, you know, this kind of idea, this hero idea that can be so like sort of out there. It brings it, you know, to a very personal level, and you know, makes kids kind of think about, you know, who's helping me make a difference in my life, you know, and then how can I maybe help other people make a difference? You know, how is there a way that I could serve somebody else in a way that would maybe positively impact them? Yeah. You know, even if just some small way.
Yeah, it's good for kids to be reminded and mindful and appreciate those people.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool to meet Alex and to have a national winner in the building, so to speak. And
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, he was a good kid. He said his dad said that they have gained immeasurably from his essay being selected. Just the experiences and the doors that's opened for him. They just never imagined when he won.
So to go to the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Meet the first lady.
Yeah. So yeah, he came in as the #1 seed, but Sioux Falls' Caleb Dobbs.
Well done, Caleb.
Yeah, took him down in the semis, and then Caleb went on to win the championship and win that event.
And Alex did take second place. He defeated Logan Barr.
Third place.
Excuse me.
Third place. Yeah.
And so that was it. Still came away with a nice place.
Yeah.
There. Let's see some of the other players. We probably should look a little bit. Elliot Hartwig and Aiden Hartwig played in the consolation quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Then Samuel Heckman played Caden Height in the semi.
In the consies,
semi, and Jake Coleman defeated Elliot Hartwig then in one of the semis.
Yeah.
In the final for the consolation, Jake Coleman met Samuel Heckman and defeated him.
Right. Yep. So got some Sioux Falls representation there as well. You know, down at the boys 16s, we see that Dobbs name come up again, and little brother Sam took home the title at the 16 and under flight. So, or not flight, the 16 and under division, and you know, he had a win over the top seed in the finals as well, coming in as an unseeded player.
So both the Dobbs brothers beat the top seed.
They did. Division. Yep. Yeah. So
Sam didn't meet his until the championship.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So look, you know, a lot of good tennis. It looks like there were some good matches, and I think they had some decent weather to play as well.
Yeah.
It
was nice.
Yeah, except for Friday when they were inside. So yeah, we welcome that a little bit. So.
Oh, let's see. We had Jacob Domi defeated Spencer Smith for third. And the players in there, Andy Guyman won the consolation final with a defeat over Carter Kavanaugh. So.
Yep, and Will McDowell was in a consolation semi. He's a Sioux Falls player as well. Lost in the conso semis, and then
Eddie Guyman,
who went on to win it.
There.
Yeah, so looked like some good matches. Boys 14s, we see another Sioux Falls winner with Cade Damgard, so taking home the title. He's a Sioux Falls O'Gorman player. And again, we saw him the week before, you know, doing really well at the state tournament, and so yeah, bringing home the championship at the 14 under division, and he came in as the top seed for that as well.
And he defeated Matthew Schmitz. Let's see, consolation, Akshay Chowdhury. Yeah. Defeated Sujit Shapuri for the consolation final.
Yes.
And we have. Akshay had, in the consolation semi, defeated Landon DeBoer, and then Sujit Chapuri had defeated Aiden Nguyen in the other consolation semi.
Yes.
And then the boys 12 singles.
Boys 12s, another Sioux Falls champion. So Gage Goal won the boys 12 and under championship title.
Gage did come in the third seed position.
Yep, and he defeated Mark Williams in the final. So
well done, Gage.
Yeah, definitely. So he, it looks like he beat the #1 seed, Alex Extig's little brother, in 3 sets. A really tough match, you know, for Gage, beating the #1 seed in the semis. Won the first set 6-0, lost the second set 4-6, but then pulled it back in the super tiebreaker for the third set at 10-3. So good job, Gage.
Yeah, Maxwell. The family likes X's.
Yes.
Alex Exted and Maxwell Exted.
Yeah, and they have a daughter too.
Alexis or something?
Yeah, I think it is actually. So we'll have to double check that. I don't remember the dad's name. So I remember what he looks like.
X.
Yeah, X. So Jackson Plank is a Sioux Falls player as well. so consolation winner there. So
Davis Schaefer.
Yep, at the 12 and unders. So very good stuff.
Let's get on over then to the girls. Singles.
On the girls' side, we didn't see quite so much in terms of South Dakota winners. A lot of Minnesota players came out on top here, but a lot of good competition and a lot of good matches. I mean, it's always a lot of fun to have a really, high-quality draw. At that tournament, a lot of good tennis being played. So in the girls' 18 singles, we see that Natalie Lorenz won the event. She was unseeded. She defeated the number 2 seed, Jordan Kopfer. Sam Zarnicki actually finished in 3rd place with a win over, and she's from Sioux Falls here, and she had a win over Sydney Brower from Sioux Falls as well.
Tennis 605 zone Sydney Brower.
Yes, yeah. So
still nice advancement for both of those.
Yeah, I think it was Morgan.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
the older sister,
We have Sydney in there, but it was Morgan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Morgan's little sister.
Did Morgan interview Sydney once? I think she did. So they both are.
From the records, we wound up with Sydney, but I'm thinking it was Morgan that was in the 18s, unless.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we might have the wrong player there as well. Okay,
I don't know if Sydney played in the 18s. So
I don't know. I'm not sure either. So we'd have to go back and look at the draws on that.
Because she consistently is in there.
Right. So. Yeah. And she may be playing 18s. Yeah. So there we see the. Oh no, that's a different kid. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute.
Madison Fensky in the consolation final.
Yep. And yes, a lot of good matches, a lot of 3-set matches. I mean, that's just, a lot of times when you have those 3-set matches, it can be a matter of just a few points that turns that match one way or the other. So it looks like throughout the entire 18 singles draw, I mean, most of the matches were really competitive. So lots of good tennis there. At the 16 unders, Savannah Crowell,
I think it is.
Yeah, defeated.
She was the top seed.
She was the top seed from Minnesota as well.
Defeated Taylor Kopfer.
Yep, pretty easily.
Matches,
but I mean, I didn't see the match, so it could have been, a lot closer than the score indicates.
Almost can see as the stats.
Exactly. So, but a lot of good matches there as well in the 16 unders. We see the consolation final. Actually, I'm not sure we have the semis where Taylor Jackson defeated Grace Gobble and Lauren Ferg defeated Madeline Sioux.
Yeah.
So Grace is a player from Rapid City. She plays at St. Thomas More and is a strong player, and so that's another good South Dakota representation there. And
yes, it is, and we just didn't get that final in there somehow or other. So it was one of those four. Or one of those two. Actually.
Jackson
Taylor,
or Ferg. Yep. So girls 14 singles, we had
Ailey Hitala.
Ailey Hitala.
I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Yeah.
Ailey. I bet it's Ailey.
Okay.
Ailey Hitala defeated Liv Hovda.
Yeah.
Ailey came in as the number 2 seed, and that's pretty
good. Yeah. I think also a Minnesota player, and so a lot of really good girls came over from Minnesota to compete in the tournament. So
we were wrong.
Isabel.
Third place finish on the girls 14 singles.
X
was Isabel Exted.
Yeah.
So there's no X there.
Yeah, no.
Well done, Isabel. I'm assuming she's the sister.
She is, yeah.
And she defeated Allison Iacker.
Yeah.
Is Allison from Brandon by chance?
The name is familiar to me, but I'm not certain. So I should know that. I'm still meeting so many people here and getting names. So, but a lot of.
We do have a consolation final there.
Yes. So Noran Heinitz defeated Courtney Callis for the consolation final. So looks like a lot of good tennis again. And then at the 12s, the number 1 seed pulled out the win at the 12 and unders for the girls. Zoe Adkins defeated Nicole Redenauer, 6-2, 6-2.
And they were the 1 and 2 seeds.
They were the 1 and 2 seeds, yeah.
It looks like everything kind of came down the way it was supposed to in that bracket. From the 1 and 2 seeds came out 1 and 2. The 3rd seed, Tiana Gu defeated Isabel Sioux. And third.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there was a 4th seed in the tournament, so it looks like just a 1, 2, and 3 seed. And that's one of the things that's kind of interesting when you get down to the younger age groups. I think a lot of times you do see the seeds maybe hold a little bit truer. in some respects because the way that the seeding works is that it's all done by computer. Okay. And in order to get a ranking, you have to play so many tournaments in a certain amount of time at a certain level, and so that the computer basically says, okay, these are the people who are entered. This is going to be your first seed. This is going to be your second seed. When you get to the 12 and unders, the people who are traveling quite a bit, they're the ones who typically are a little bit more serious and have had more time on the court, before the parents kind of commit to to traveling a lot, with kids that age. So, it's not unusual to see the seeds hold a little bit truer, at the younger age groups, whereas at the older age groups, you might have players who are, I'm not going to make that trip and play outside the state,
Sure.
And so you have the kids who maybe from the Minneapolis area can play a tournament every weekend, where they within 10, 15 minutes of where they live, or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and get ranking points. Well, that's a lot harder when you're from South Dakota, and there aren't that many tournaments, on a regular basis. So,
and is it possible that for the players like the boys boys who are just playing high school, they've not had a chance to go to any other tournaments, so they probably haven't had a chance to get any kind of a...
Well, and during the winter, I don't know what kind of tournament schedule they might have played, if any, or if they just kind of stay locally and practice and, work on their games. They definitely can't play other tournaments during the high school season. So that's against the South Dakota High School Activities Association rules. And so, the same is true in Minnesota, however. The Minnesota boys are actually wrapping up their season in a week or two. So,
so they play in the spring as well.
Yeah, which is also, probably a good, a good indicator of why, or, a good rationale for why maybe the boys' seeds or the boys' winners were more South Dakota based, because a lot of the Minnesota boys are in the middle of their high school season or approaching the end. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go to girls 12 singles. The final. We just covered.
I think we did. Yeah.
That's the one we just covered. And then we got on that other discussion. We did have. I don't think there were any girls 10s.
There were. Yeah, there was. Actually, I don't think. Both the boys and girls 10s are a little bit different kind of format.
Okay.
They play on a smaller court. They play on the 60-foot court with the orange ball, and they do a round robin, shortened match round robin. So the tournament is basically over in about 4 hours or 5 hours, and so I believe that each draw had 4 players. And so there was a round robin. You play everybody in the draw. And let's see, I think we...
Do they really name a winner then?
They do. They give out trophies and name a winner. This Riley Neesham won the girls' 10s. And then the boys' 10s was won by Rocky McKenzie.
Rocky McKenzie, who defeated TJ Simcoe. In the last game.
Although he did lose to Ian Campbell, so I'm not sure who got the win on that one actually, because it's a round robin.
Yeah.
So there's a few that might
really
be
determined.
Yeah.
There's a definite winner.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's covered all the singles.
Yep.
And we'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back because we have a special guest that's going to be joining us. He has a tennis lesson coming up.
Yep.
We have 9-year-old Mason Randall that's going to join us and talk a little bit of tennis.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsors.
Getting recruited by college coaches is more difficult every year. There are thousands of other athletes competing for your position. MyPlayerPage.com is the best place for athletes to showcase their personal and player information. Check us out today at MyPlayerPage.com. Any sport, any athlete, any state, any city, champions all.
Welcome back to This Week on the Courts. Carol here with Tennis 605, Jesse, and we have a special guest with us, Mason Randall. Mason, you came in today for your tennis lesson, right?
Yes.
So how long have you been playing tennis?
5 years.
Wow.
Wow.
You started when you were in diapers almost, huh?
4.
Yeah, that's
great.
A while.
What's your favorite shot?
Probably a forehand.
Forehand? Forehand ground stroke or forehand volley?
Volley.
You like to get up to the net? Give me 5. I love an all-court player. Yes.
So, when did you first? You started playing about 5 years ago, you said. But what made you decide to start playing tennis?
Well, my mom used to play it all the time, so I just chose to start playing it with her, and I've been just playing for a long time now.
All right.
So, do you beat your mom when you play each other?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, but on Mother's Day, you let her win, right? Okay, good. That's a good son. That's a good son.
Yeah.
Does anybody else in your family besides you and your mom play tennis?
I don't think so. I think my grandma might used to play it. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
You think you might get your dad playing?
No.
No? No? But I bet he's still one of your biggest fans, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mason, do you think you might want to play when you get into high school?
Probably, yeah, because one of my friends, well, my brother's friends plays, and he's really good, so I like to play with him.
Cool. So he'll come out on the court with you and hit around a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah? Do you give him a challenge?
Most of the time, but usually he beats me.
Yeah.
He plays for Roosevelt. So.
Oh, wow. But you're out on the court with the high school team player. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like about tennis?
Just hitting it back and forth is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. So rallying over the net and getting into those long rallies and.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Cool.
So have you tried any doubles, or do you just play singles?
Have never really played doubles, but I've played single tournaments.
Ah. Did you play this weekend?
No.
Have you played in the Weber tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you really like that?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. You get to play a lot of matches in one day, and.
Yeah.
Do you guys play doubles in that at all?
No, not
it's
that.
just singles, huh?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. All right.
So what all tournaments do you do in the summer usually?
Well, I usually do like the ones at the end of the tennis practices, or like, because they usually have one.
That's the Weber, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mason, if there's somebody out there that was your age and thinking about trying tennis or wondered if they should play, what would you tell them?
It's really fun, and it really can get you happy and on your feet. If you're bored, it's always something.
You can't be bored while you're playing, can you?
Nope.
Well, you would be with me, because that would be much of a challenge if you were playing me. But you stay active, don't you?
Yep.
Moving back and forth and up and down.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like you have a pretty good, is it a backhand? What's the stroke that you like best?
Forehand volley.
Forehand volley, yeah. Forehand volley.
How's your overhead?
Decent.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah.
It's one of the toughest shots in tennis.
Yeah, I don't really like doing those, but.
Really? You'll get better. I promise you.
Yeah.
If you keep working hard. So
what do you think of this Huther Family Match Point facility?
I really like it. I mean, I'm glad it's inside. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about sunburn, do you? Or getting rained on, or the snow.
Yeah.
Play year round, so.
Snow right now. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem possible, but the other day it did.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You never know. Well, we really appreciate you joining us on Tennis 605's This Week on the Courts. Are you going to come back and do another show with us in the future, you think?
Probably.
Yep. It's not too hard, huh? We appreciate you doing it. Huh? All right, high five, your first show, Showstopper.
High five right here. Showstopper, yes.
Thanks, Mason.
Thanks,
we'll be
Mason.
right back.
You've worked hard all year. I need you to bring it, dig down deep today. Because today, everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
Play. When we first learned to work together, it was through play. We learned social skills, give and take, freedom and teamwork through play. There's no age limit on play, no skill level required. Play It Again Sports knows play. We buy and sell new and quality used sports and fitness equipment for less, so everybody can play.
Come on, let's play.
You bet I will.
Now it's time to play.
Play It Again Sports.
Play It Again Sports.
Play It Again Sports.
The official sponsor of
All those that play.
Hi everyone, welcome back. It's great to have you with us. Mason did an excellent job on that last segment. It was so fun to have him here and talk a little bit about his tennis experience.
Well, and it's guys like Mason is the whole reason we have Tennis 605 and why This Week on the Courts is out there. He's 9. He's already playing with some high school players.
Yeah.
He has aspirations to play, and
Yep. Been playing for 5 years already, half his life.
Over half his life. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really great having you on here, Mason. And
yeah, thanks, Mason.
Look forward to having you join us again with updates.
Yeah, and I'm betting in a few years we'll be reading your name off of these
I bet so.
sheets as well. So
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mason. So we talked in the first segment a little bit about the singles outcomes at the Ask4 Clayton South Dakota Junior Open, and so we'd like to just run through the doubles results now and let everybody know how the doubles came out. So we're going to start off with the girls.
Sure, let's do the girls.
Yeah, and in the finals we had 3 out of the 4 players on the court were from Sioux Falls. So
South Dakota zone.
Yeah, South Dakota zone. So Sammy Zarnicki and her partner Lorenz defeated the Brower sisters in the finals.
And the Brower sisters there once again is tennis 605 zone Morgan Brower.
Yeah.
And her sister Sydney. So well done.
Yeah, so they've helped out. Morgan did a lot with the boys state tournament.
She did. She did a great job. All those interviews.
I know, fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, so great to see her making it through to the finals, and you know, it looks like it was a fairly tough match there in the finals for them, with Zarnicki and Lawrence pulling out the win, 8-4. A couple other teams, the Brower sisters defeated Ronning and Youssef in the semis, while Zarnicki and Lawrence defeated Hall and Johnson. So
and Hall and Johnson was the top seed?
Hall and Johnson were the #1 seeds, yes. So, and in the quarters, the Browers beat the #2 seed.
Oh, wow.
So Eden and Fensky. So that's a good thing, yeah. So upsets all the way around in the girls' 18 under doubles.
Definitely. So none of the seeded teams made it into the final.
Yep. No. So consolation final, the #2 seed Eden and Fensky defeated the #1 seed McDowell and Moran. Oh, we have a different #1. Oh, no.
Oh,
sorry.
Hall
yeah.
and Johnson were the #1 seed.
Yeah, no. So they had the win over McDowell and Moran. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so good.
And let's see, we had a Blanding and Lalem in the consolation quarterfinal that played, and Axel and Marmerstein.
Yeah, that was a withdraw due to injury. Yeah.
Oh, injury.
So
that's too bad.
Hopefully it wasn't serious.
That is one of the things about doubles.
Yeah.
If one of you gets injured, once you get that far,
right,
you're done, right?
Yeah. In tournaments like USTA tournaments, that's the case. Okay. Actually, in South Dakota, just a couple of years ago, the High School Activities Association, we almost had a ball visit us.
They're trying. They're trying.
So
I'll put a target on the back of my head.
Yeah.
We're one of those.
That was close. In high school tennis, they just changed the rule a few years ago that if you're in the tournament started and one of the doubles players can't continue to compete, that you can sub somebody in. So, but not in USTA tournaments. Yeah, injury.
Specific circumstances, because you don't want to see somebody bring a ringer in at that point.
Right. Well, typically you're going to have your best teams out there anyway. Yeah. So if somebody gets hurt, they don't want that partner to be penalized. So,
yeah, and that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, it does. But
so what about girls 16 doubles? Who do you have there?
We had Ferg and Sioux win the event with a final 9-8 in the finals.
Wow.
Over Jackson and Trella. So that looked like a really tough match that could have gone either way. Jackson and Trella were the #2 seeds. The eventual champions, Ferg and Sioux, defeated the #1 seeds, Crowell and Goebel, sorry. Yep. Also 9-8. So a couple of really tight matches.
Oh, wow. That sounds
for
like a
Ferg
good
and Sioux.
Age division there.
Yeah. So lots of really good close matches there. So in the consolation final, after losing in the semis, the #1 seed, it looks like they ended up winning the tournament over Fensky and Wittenberg.
In the consolation.
Yep.
Okay. And the girls 14 doubles. The final was Hetala and Trella, the top seed, defeated the #2 seed, Heinz and Hovda.
Yeah, again, a very close match. 9-8 again.
Wow.
So into a tiebreaker.
So that's one of those that's supposed to came, and it looks like we only have those two that were seeded in that age division.
Yep.
To get into that final, Heinz and Hovda defeated Iacker and Nguyen 8-3. And Haitala and Trella defeated Brower and Ekstead 8-4. Now there must be another Brower.
Yeah, I think there is.
14s. Or I don't know if maybe Sydney was playing in the.
I don't think she's. Okay. I think she's going to be a junior, sophomore, junior.
Well, maybe we have another Brower coming up to look for.
Yeah, or maybe she's like Doogie Howser.
Maybe a different Brower.
She's really smart. And
maybe.
Almost graduated high school at 14.
Maybe. We'll
that could
find
be.
that out.
Yeah.
Brower played with Ekstead.
Yeah.
And they were defeated 8-4 in that semifinal.
All right.
In the consolation final, Leffelt Layfeld, I imagine it's Layfeld, and Leonard defeated Forney and Callis.
Yeah.
8-4. So that was the girls' 14 doubles.
Yep. And Forney is a South Dakota. They were from Pierre, but I think they moved to Rapid City recently.
Forney's from Pierre.
I think they moved recently. So.
All right.
At the girls 12 and unders, we had Adkins and Sioux defeating Scott and Wittenberg in the finals, 8-1. And
Adkins and Sioux were the top seed.
Top seed, yep. So Scott and Wittenberg defeated the second seed in the semis. Gu and
Thodakura?
You go, girl.
Thodakura. We're going to go with that. Let us know if we got it wrong.
8-5.
People always let you know if they got it wrong.
They do.
I get an email saying, hey,
you nailed it.
You got it right.
You nailed it.
Sometimes you just got to go and try.
Yeah.
And hopefully you pronounce it closely enough that people recognize their own name.
Exactly. It's like, oh, is that me they were talking about?
Yeah. In the semifinals, the other semifinal, the top seed Adkins Sioux defeated Callis Smith. In the quarterfinal, let's see, let's go to the consolation final.
Yeah.
Consolation final, Gu Thodakura defeated Callis Smith.
Yep.
So.
Yes.
And that was it for the doubles.
That was it for the doubles.
There's some very close matches in the doubles.
Very close matches.
Tight ones, you know.
Yeah.
You have a 9-8.
Right.
You can't ask for more than that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really close match. So, again, just a few points here and there, and the match probably could have gone either way. So.
But our Sioux Falls and South Dakota teams and players did well. Did they almost get us again?
Yeah.
I think we've created a new challenge for people.
Yeah. It's like, let's see if they can hit.
Behind us here.
Yeah.
They're playing tennis behind us here.
So.
And I think Coach Chuck has them saying, see which one you can hit. I wonder if you have different points for which one
they might, yeah. Okay.
Well,
should we talk about the boys doubles?
Let's talk a little bit about the boys doubles.
Okay. At the 18 level, Kenyon and Coleman defeated Barr and Hartwig, 8-5 in the finals. Don't know if they had any seeds in the 18 doubles. Doesn't look like it from the information that we have.
Yeah.
In the semis, it looks like Barr and Hartwig defeated Dobbs and Exton. And I would guess that was maybe Caleb Dobbs, but not certain. It looks like there's a Dobbs in the 16s too.
I would think it would be Caleb.
Yep.
And the Exton would probably be Alex.
Yeah. And then the other semifinal, Kenyon and Coleman defeated Hartwig and Moran. So the consolation final had Dobbs and Heckman defeated Lenner and Martinez. So a couple of, again, good matches there. And some different combinations, mixing up of some South Dakota and Minnesota players, it looks like.
So that's great when they do that.
It is,
I like the idea of
mixing it up.
When it comes to sports, the boundaries, state boundaries don't really mean anything.
Right, exactly, yeah.
We always want to remind kids that the school boundaries ultimately don't mean anything either.
Right,
so.
You get out of your season and,
The sport unites us all.
Exactly, I like that a lot. So.
Boys 16 doubles. There we have Dobbs and McDowell defeated Guyman and Thurnes.
Yeah.
In the semifinal, Guyman and Thurnes had defeated Blue and Rogiers. And Dobbs and McDowell had defeated the top seed, Chowdhury and Leonard.
Yeah, so that's a good win for them.
Yeah, very good win. Consolation final wound up being top number 2 seed, DeBoer Smith, who defeated Kavanaugh Sioux.
Yep, and those are DeBoer and Smith are a couple of Sioux Falls boys as well. So.
And that was a good game.
Yeah.
Honestly, 9-7.
Yeah, 9-7. So.
Nice and close.
Yeah. 14s. We had, for the finalists, the number 1 seeds pulled out the win. We had Schmitz and Youssef defeated Damgard and Nyan.
Is it I thought it was Nguyen.
Nguyen, okay.
I know it's Vietnamese name, typically. It's been Nguyen.
Okay.
And that was Damgard and Nguyen. We got some Sioux Falls guys in there again.
Yeah, again, good representation. So.
Damgard and Nguyen had defeated Dobbs and Harris, the top number 2 seed. The number 1 seed had defeated Schmitz Youssef had defeated Chowdhury Schaefer to get into that final. So the top seed, excuse me.
Yeah, top seeds,
won that one.
pulled through there. So, again, sometimes you never know. Like some of these, if they're number 1 seeds in doubles, they might have been playing together for quite a while, so they get to know each other pretty well. But other times, you're just not sure. They get a ranking based on their quality of play overall, not as a doubles team.
Play together a lot to get a ranking, don't you?
Actually, that's a great question that I should know the answer to.
I would think that you don't always play with the same partner in
right,
tournaments. So
right.
if you have a ranking with this partner, but you're playing with another partner,
Yeah, I don't know if they do those right. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
There's a couple different ways they could do it.
Question, like, what do you call it when the ball gets stuck in the V?
Where are those suggestions?
I don't know. I haven't seen them yet.
The crotch shot by Don Barnes is just, I don't think that can stand.
I just don't think that one can stand.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah. In the boys 14 doubles, the consolation final was won by the team of Chapuri and Zimmerman, who defeated Geary and Rung.
Yeah.
And then all we have left is the boys 12 doubles.
The boys 12, yeah. We had the Exted and Williams, so we've seen that name a lot.
Yes.
Defeated the #1 seeds.
Dakota and Vadrevu.
You go, girl. Again.
Leave me hanging on the limb.
Yeah.
Dakota and Vadrevu in the final. In the semifinal, Exted and Williams defeated, I'll let you do this one, #2 seed.
Thank you. Plank and plank. I think I can handle that one.
And in the other semifinal, the top seeds, Dakota and Vadrevu, defeated Gol and Youssef. So.
Yeah, a lot of good matches there again. So.
Plank and plank wound up winning the consolation.
They did.
With a defeat over Schmidt and Sweetman. Now I wonder if Sweetman's from Pierre?
I don't know.
Sweetman's from Pierre.
Okay.
So, could be. It'd be nice to know. We're going to have to start tracking these kids.
We are. We're going to do a better job. Yeah. So this was our.
Exactly where you're from, but
we'll have better notes.
Yeah.
So.
We just wanted to get this information out there for you.
Yeah.
Well, we covered the tournament.
We did.
So, do you have anything coming up this week?
The French Open's on.
I'm thinking that people maybe should go to ESPN.
Yeah, and find out what's going on there. I heard that Roger lost today.
I did too. I heard that he doesn't take defeat lightly. But champion really does.
Right. I think as he gets older, I think a lot of people in his position probably would have thrown in the towel, so to speak. If you're a champion for so long, and then all of a sudden, this younger group of people come up and start challenging you, it's so easy to go out on top. Yeah. And he stuck with it over the last few years, and when he loses, and it's a tough loss, there is no hiding that with him. He shows the pain.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I would encourage people to check it out because I don't think we're going to be giving them the French Open coverage that they'd like to get.
Yeah. We're here on site at Huther. So
we cover the South Dakota Open.
If you want to send us to Paris, we will do a really good job.
We will.
I promise you that.
I'll even learn a few French words.
I could do that too.
At least how to order in a cafe.
Oui.
Oui. Parlez-vous français? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going downhill pretty fast.
Yeah.
So probably got to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
We'll be back with you again next week. If you have tennis news anywhere in South Dakota, please send it to us. You can email me, Carol, at tennis605.com. Contact us on the Facebook page on Tennis605. You can tweet it to us at Tennis605_. We want to share your good tennis news and help grow the sport and help grow your love of the sport. Right?
Yeah. Keep serving well.
Keep serving well. I'm Carol McKee with Tennis 605.
And I'm Jessie Daw.
And you are Tennis 605.
Bargain Bites has a huge supply of refurbished electronics. They're a Microsoft authorized refurbisher. Just look at this. Computers as low as $100 and a wide variety of electronics, all so affordable. Look at these deals. A Dell 4-core laptop, fully tested, only $200. A MacBook, fully tested and ready to go, only $200. Subscribe to the Bargain Bites YouTube channel and get all sorts of great tips from super technician Brendan. Bargain Bites, just east of the airport off Benson Road. Visit them today online at bargainbites.net.